efficient, it is cost-effective, it's parish restoration. Get rid of flu and other harmful toxins and pathogens. ParishRestoration.com.
Thibodeau, you notice how clean my carport's looking lately?
Man, Boudreaux, I thought maybe you finally learned how to use a broom.
Ha! Not hardly. It's Trash Rangers. Them boys pick up my trash so good, I swear they sweep their air on the way out.
They do my business too. Never miss a pickup. Always on time.
Local folks taking care of local folks. That's how it ought to be.
Where people sign up at?
TrashRangers.com, Thibodeau. Even you can remember that.
On that internet?
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. We start with the NBA. Two critical Game 6s this evening, both on ESPN Radio. Game 1 will be the Pistons at the Cavaliers. Cleveland at home looking to close out that series up 3-2. Also, the Spurs and the Timberwolves. San Antonio leads that series 3-2, trying to advance to move on to the Western Conference Finals. As far as Minnesota, it comes down to defending San Antonio's big man, and ESPN's Jay Williams says that's the key to victory.
As Wemby goes, so go the Spurs.
Right.
So when you look at game, 2 in the first round matchup against Portland, right? Concussion protocol, he was out.
Our coverage on ESPN Radio begins at 6:30 Eastern. The PGA Championship continues. They are finishing up round 2. Several golfers near the top of the lead, including Alex Smalley, who is just one back. He is 4 under for the tournament. 5 other golfers are 2 back so far for the tournament. It's a busy weekend of baseball, which includes several Subway Series clashes or other local city rivalries. Yankees and Mets tonight. Also the Cubs and the White Sox. Battle of Texas Rangers, Astros. Battle of Missouri, Royals and Cardinals.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty, coming up Monday. From the NBA to the NHL playoffs to the PGA Championship. I'll react to it all in my upon further review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday morning.
Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Hour 2, Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Working towards the weekend. I hope that work week's in the rearview mirror for you. If not, we will get you to the finish line here over the next couple of hours. I'm only here for one of them. I'm going to start it with my guy, Big Fave. Who else would I start it with? Marlon Favorite, former Tiger, national champ, member of the LSU Sports Radio Network. My partner in crime during the fall, and here with us to start hour number 2. Big Fave, how we doing?
Well, hello, somebody. What's up, Hunter Palmer?
I'm hanging in there.
Palmer,
oh my God, it feels like the fall. It's a magical time. All right, Fave, I want to talk to you about something that I've read this week. Verge Ausberry was talking with USA Today, and he suggested that Lane Kiffin has a more open door policy, a better player relationship with former players around the program. And that's not something I can speak to. You played through 2008. You played for Coach Miles. Coach Miles was the coach after you left. You've been here through Ed Ogeron. You've been here through Brian Kelly, now Lane Kiffin. I just want to hear about how involved or not involved former players are and whether or not there are changes from one coach to the next. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I've experienced it. Coach Miles, like once you finish playing for him, is not the most inviting place.
Okay.
But he would be happy to see you sometimes. Like, what's up, Big Fave? But it's not the same energy as if like a Glenn Darcy walked through through the door. And I'm not throwing Glenn under the bus. It's just that, Tyson Jackson, Patrick Peterson, those are the players that, quote, unquote, made him look good. I'm just keeping in the dollar, right? So then you have Coach Ed Ogeron, Well, he's not just opening the door; he's pulling you in the door.
Okay.
Right. So with Coach O, our first few years working with LSU Sports Radio, I would go over there. Like one thing we would do, we would go sit and eat with breakfast with the team. Sometimes he was really big on that, right? And you never have like a Greg Stringfellow saying, "Hey, stop! You can't come in here." Nothing like that. Very open. So I'm trying to go catch up with you and BT. He wants you to stay around and hang and talk and watch and talk film with the kids. Very open door policy, right?
Yep.
So when Coach Kelly came in, I did feel a difference. You know, it's almost like he was trying to do it his way. You can only do it the Tiger way, baby. It's open door policy, period. You can walk in any room you want to walk in if you played here before. So being the fact that, you know, you got Coach Kiffin, he's a guy in his late 40s. He understands the culture. What he doesn't understand, he wants to learn and know. And I just feel like when you have that type of environment, you win big time games. And you and I know the best season you and I have ever experienced, player no player, has been 2019, and that's the type of winning energy we have to keep around.
Have you ever gone over there, even if it's Brian Kelly or with Les Miles, and like somebody said, "Hey, not right now. Like, don't come in here." Has that ever happened?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Okay.
Like, because it's certain times, right? Like, I guess, you know, Coach doesn't want anybody who's not on the team around. When Coach Ed Ogeron was over there, that was never a thing. Never. This dude was so, and we saw it. We saw it in less than 3 years, or right at 3 years, he turned the entire program around. You think back to the 2017 season and what it was, and then we had Joe Burrow come in and do what he did the 2 years, and it's all about the environment.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, do you think that's important to have former players around, to have them involved?
Yes, indeed. It is super important. And I hope some of our former players are listening right now, because one thing that they are doing right now at LSU is they want the former players. So we're going to have a weekend. We're going to have a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. Bring your family too. Well, we're just going to hang out with Lane Kiffin. We're going to hang out with the Tigers. We're going to get in the cold tub, hot tub. They're going to schedule us a workout. We can go watch this. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. So to answer your question, yeah, I felt the difference. You and I have the beauty of working there Coach O's first year, and I can express to you what it was a few years prior to that versus now. Yeah. It's a big difference. It just is, huh?
How do you feel about Lane Kiffin being the head coach at LSU? Not with player relations, just in terms of what the direction the program's headed in.
I like it. To be honest with you, this was my first time seeing him in person today. Now, we didn't speak. I mean, the guy had to go work out. He kind of gave me one of those ham nods, you know. So I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I feel the difference. I was just at the facility just a minute ago with Pastor Floyd, and we were just talking and just looking at. I stopped and I talked to Jack Marucci. So you have an environment that's already intact. You have people like, congratulations to her, like Lyell Lofton, who's been there for years, right? Still around. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's cool, bro. Like I said, Coach, my boy went got a little workout. He getting his Ed Ogeron on, had his shirt off, running a hot day in Baton Rouge. So look at Coach getting in the yard and fitting in.
Big Fave, Marlon Favorite is our guest here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Former Tiger and national champion, joins me on pre and post game for football season. Also makes some appearances on our morning show during the fall as well. All right, I can't have you on without talking about D-line, and I know that's your passion here. I'll be honest with you, it's May, so it doesn't really matter. I'm a little bit concerned about the interior defensive line because I know the best LSU teams have dominated up there, and I don't know if I see dominant players ready to go at the defensive tackle spot. You've got Dominic McKinley back. You bring in Malik Blockton from Auburn. Stephylon Green comes in from Clemson as well. And then you got the young bucks. You got Richard Anderson. You've got Deuce Geralds, who comes in from Atlanta. And, of course, you will have Lamar Brown here soon. What do you know about this group of defensive linemen? How do you feel about it? You know better than me.
So the babies, right? So Deuce Geralds, his dad was my roommate and teammate with the New Orleans Voodoo.
Okay.
So I had the pleasure of watching him since he was a little kid. He came on Inside the Trenches podcast a couple of times. And from what I saw from 24/7 Sports, Tiger Bait, That's one thing I didn't get a chance to watch in the spring practices, but those clips, he looks elusive. I've been hearing great things about my West Bank brother and Richard Anderson. So it seems like this young group is going to experience a lot of playing time. But to your point, we don't have a lot of veterans up front. We do have Dominique McKinley coming back. He has some playing experience. So my concern radars are up just a tad bit. I talked to Coach People a little earlier. Me and him go back from when he was at Tulane. So you have the right ingredients, right, to coach these guys up. But you have to be mature, and you have to understand SEC play. So I'm with you, Hunt. It is May, but I am definitely a bit concerned in terms of experience up front. But the talent is for sure there.
Whit Weeks came on our morning show this morning and said that in year 3 under Blake Baker, you return Whit Weeks, you return Devon Keys, DJ Pickett, PJ Woodland, TaMarcus Cooley, Deshaun Spears, Dominic McKinley. Like, there's a lot of guys back that played a lot last year, and it's Baker's 3rd year with the defense. He said they actually added to the defense this spring, put in some new schemes, put some 3-down looks in. How much different do you expect this defense to be in year 3 under Blake Baker, where the offense is completely remade, but Blake Baker's had a little bit of continuity?
I'm with that. Not only the continuity, it's just the fact that he's been there long enough to be able to put his pieces together and see the areas he feels needs to make the adjustments and then adjust to the talent you have. You got a 300-plus pound nose guard. Baby in the middle is going to probably get a lot of playing time. We may have to go to a 3-4 look, right? Put some more linebackers on the field, and at the same token, put ourselves in a position to give different looks. So if you're watching the tape from last year, it might look slightly different this year, right? We're the most talented and the most experienced in the secondary and at the linebacker position. So I can understand mixing in some of those 3-man looks just to add a little, not only experience on the field, but more speed.
We shall see. He is Big Fave, Marlon Favorite, partner in crime with me on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Me, Brandon Taylor, Marlon, been at it for a decade now at this point, and shows up from time to time on our morning show. You can find him inside the Trenches podcast as well. Fave, have a great summer. It'll be football season before we know it.
You better believe it. Year 10. Wow, gosh, bro. I'm flying.
It sure does.
True.
Be good, Fave. Behave yourself.
All right. I'll try.
That's Marlon Favorite, Big Fave. He's the best. Love him, and that's great perspective. That Ed Ogeron was so big on former players being around, and Brian Kelly kind of wanted to control things a little bit more. I can see both sides of it. I would probably lean more towards the Ed Ogeron side. What Lane Kiffin is doing, we're getting guys involved and creating a sense of camaraderie. And I understand at times Brian Kelly wanting to batten down the hatches and make sure that everybody is focused and you don't have just a bunch of people walking around the facility. I get both sides. I think that's in my personality. We've talked about that. We do a personality test here at Guarantee, and I'm an Enneagram 9, which means nothing to most of you, but one of the things in my personality is to see both sides of things. And I do see both sides of that. I lean towards the Ed Ogeron side. I want guys around. I want this to feel like a family. I want guys to be proud of where they played and come around. But I understand not wanting to have just a bunch of people walking around meeting rooms and in the workout facility and all that kind of stuff. Like, I get it both sides of it, but Fave has experienced it, and he's seen it, and he backed up Verge saying, hey, with Brian Kelly, it was a little bit tougher to have guys around, and Ed Ogeron threw his arms around those guys. So it sounds like that's where things are headed. Lane Kiffin, I do believe this. I believe that Lane Kiffin is going to speak with Ed Ogeron from time to time about LSU, because while it ended messy with Ed Ogeron, obviously, I do believe in Ed Ogeron's bones, he wants LSU to be very successful. I believe that. He says that. You can say anything. I do believe that. And I think that he and Lane Kiffin have a good relationship. And I think that he wants Lane Kiffin to succeed at LSU. And I think that there is some advantage to Lane Kiffin having Nick Saban and Ed Ogeron as guys he can speak with to draw from on being the head coach at LSU. I think that's a good thing. Is it going to add up to more wins? I can't say that, but I just think that's a positive. That maybe I'm reaching there, but I think it's probably a positive. Appreciate Big Fave for giving us a little bit of time here on this Friday. We're brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. When we come back, let's switch gears back to baseball, LSU, and Florida tonight. We'll talk about it next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust. FABT.com is the website. Bank local. Bank with the company that's been right here in Southeast Louisiana for 116 years. They've grown over that century plus to 25 locations. They've got the resources that those big national banks have, but they've got the personal touch that you're looking for in a community bank. The people that make the decisions on your personal loan or your commercial loan are local. They're here in Southeast Louisiana. They're not in Atlanta. They're not in LA. They're local. They're right here. So you can feel that community feel with the resources you're looking for in a bank. So if you're looking for that commercial loan for your business, if you're looking for that personal loan for the house you've always wanted, First American Bank and Trust is happy to help you. 25 locations, whether it's St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, St. John, Lafourche, Terrebonne, East Baton Rouge, New Orleans, wherever you are. First American Bank and Trust, there's a location nearest you. Check them out online at FABT.com. First American Bank and Trust.
At Gulf Coast Office Products, we do more than provide office equipment. We optimize efficiency for businesses across all industries. As a nationally recognized RICO dealer, you get decades of expertise to education, engineering, legal, finance, and beyond. From desktop solutions to high production systems, you'll find the perfect fit to keep your business moving forward. With 100 employees strong, we're ready to help. Call 225-756-2644. Gulf Coast Office Products, your workplace efficiency lifeline.
In Baton Rouge, industry is thriving and culture never left. From blueprints to bayous, boardrooms to breweries, it's where work and life move forward together, always scaling for what's next without losing what matters. We're a region of makers, movers, founders, and foodies who turn ambition into impact and ideas into lasting change. If you're looking for a place to grow with purpose and pride, you'll find it here. It's better in Baton Rouge. BetterInBTR.com.
I'm Mariah Butcher, nurse practitioner with Rejuvenate Medical. If you feel like your progress has stalled, peptide therapy at Rejuvenate Medical helps you go further. Better recovery, metabolism, and energy built around your plan. Find us at rejuvenatemedical.com.
Bring your backyard to life with a pool from Renaissance. Known for custom craftsmanship and one-on-one attention, Renaissance Home and Pools turns your vision into reality. Owner Joey Blanchard brings 20 years experience and cutting-edge 3D designs, so you'll know exactly what to expect every step of the way, from the first sketch to your first swim. Renaissance delivers pools built to inspire and to have fun in. Visit builtbyrenaissance.com and let your backyard renaissance begin.
Don't wait until it's 95 degrees and 100% humidity to worry about your AC. Go to emsair.net for Emerson Heating and Air today and get an AC tune-up. That's emsair.net for an Emerson professional to get your AC ready for summer.
While you're busy with spring cleaning, we'd like to add to that clutter in your bank account to the tune of $5,000. It's the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Spring Cha-Ching, powered by Citizens Bank and Trust. Use the cash for your next big project, a vacation, or just treat yourself. Register today at 1045ESPN.com. $5,000 cash could be yours.
Oh, I can't believe this.
It's Spring Cha-Ching from Citizens Bank and Trust and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
That crack you've been ignoring? Yeah, everyone can see it. Go ahead and fix it with Advanced Windshield. Mobile service, advanced calibration, and they deal with your insurance so you don't have to. AdvancedWindshield.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
All of our shows brought to you by the Highland Insurance Group, online at HighlandIG.com. HighlandIG.com is that website. They're experts over there in insurance. I was in the business for 7 years. I kind of know how a lot of things go. And oftentimes, business owner just takes a couple proposals from different agents and just picks the lowest premium. And there's nothing technically wrong with that. It's just one way to do it. But if you have done it that way and you're a business owner and you're just not really sure what your insurance program says, let the Howard Insurance Group take a look at it and make sure you're not compromised, because there are ways to cut corners in insurance to cut premium to win business. But on the back end, if there is a uncovered loss, it can get nasty. I've seen that. Don't let that happen. Let the Howard Insurance Group come in, audit your policies. If it's great, they'll tell you it's great. Leave it right there. If there are significant issues, they'll help you fix them. Make sure that you get that done proactively instead of after the hurricane, after the car accident, after one of your employees clicks a link that he or she should not have clicked, after that workers' comp claim. Make sure that you're proactive about it with your insurance. The Howard Insurance Group will do that for you. Jonathan Carbo and his team are phenomenal folks. They do great work. I've seen it with my own eyes. I know that business, and they do it well. So trust the Howard Insurance Group with your commercial insurance program. They do group and employee benefits as well if you're looking for a second option there. It's the Howard Insurance Group. They're online at highlandig.com, highlandig.com. All right, tonight LSU and Florida will play in a baseball game that I don't expect LSU to win. That's okay, because they're not really trying to win. They showed that last night when they played game one of a weekend series. They did not use William Schmidt. They did not use Kason Evans. They did not use Zach Cowan. They did not use Devin Sheeran. They did not use Marcos Paz. They did not use Gavin Guidry. They did not use Santiago Garcia. They just did not use any high leverage arms that they have used. Now, you can argue how reliable those arms have been, but they are the guys that LSU has turned to try to win baseball games, and none of them pitched last night. LSU is not trying to win games. If they do win, that's okay. And I'm not telling you that if they get a 2-run lead in the 8th inning, that Devin Sheeran's not coming in tonight. But they never led last night because they gave a grand slam on the 4th batter of the game. So they weren't trying to win, and they're not making winning the ultimate priority tonight. Jay Johnson said that last night. He said it makes him sick to his stomach that that's where they are, but it is. So I'm not here to significantly preview Liam Peterson, Florida starting pitcher tonight, who's got insane stuff. Sometimes he has no idea where it's going, and sometimes he gets shelled, but he's got insane stuff, and he could be a first-round pick. I'm not here to tell you how to navigate through Florida's lineup. That's not really the point. That's what I would be doing in most circumstances this time of year, but it's not worthwhile. But this program, as I mentioned in the first segment today, and if you've been with us for an hour and 21 minutes, I appreciate it, but it's going to be a little bit of a rehash from the different perspective. We're going to go pitching instead of hitting. I opened with hitting. But it's the same type of deal. This season is lost. This season was awful. Everyone associated with the program, every fan, every analyst, every national talking head, everyone would suggest this has been an awful year. But the program doesn't shut down because you've had an awful year. The program keeps going. And I badly want new blood in this pitching staff. I think they need new arms. Some of these freshmen could be uber talented. They can get them through the draft. And I'd like to go in the portal. I will be a little bit uncomfortable. I'll just say this. It's May, and I'll say this about next February. If next year, I don't know who LSU is going to open with, but if they open and it's Evan Schmidt and more, I'm going to feel uneasy about that. I like all three of those guys. I want all three of those guys on the team. But if you run it back with this rotation, I'll be uneasy about that. I'd like one or two portal guys with starting experience and see if these freshmen come along. And, oh, by the way, there are some young pitchers on this staff that might get a shot. And Marcos Paz is one of those. And so tonight is his last, potentially, SEC outing. He may pitch next week if LSU advances, but he's not going to pitch on Tuesday. That's going to be a Schmidt, Evans, Cowan type deal. And then maybe if they get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he'll pitch. But he's a possibility because he's got great stuff. And tonight is his last time against an SEC opponent. He may go off to Cape Cod this year. He may go off to the Northwoods League. He'll pitch in the fall. There will be more time for him to impress the coaches, but this could be his last chance against an SEC lineup. And I would like to see him go out there and handle his business because there have been instances where he has really shown something. The South Carolina outing was against South Carolina. Their offense is putrid, awful. But he did go 5 innings of one-run baseball in that outing, and I thought it was really good. His 2 innings against Texas A&M were fantastic. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, had 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk. He was great against Texas A&M. He had a great inning against Northwestern State earlier this year. He had a great inning against Tennessee this year that was really impressive. There have been some good outings. Now, there have been stinkers. Georgia annihilated him last week. An inning and a third. He gave up 5 hits and 7 earned runs. That's not good. Georgia's awesome. That park's conducive to hitting. Okay, he's a freshman. It happens. But tonight, you're facing a Florida lineup that is just smack dab in the middle of the SEC. I went through the numbers yesterday. If you look at SEC games for this Florida team, they're 10th in the league in batting average, 9th in home runs, 10th in doubles, 9th in on base, 11th in runs scored. Like, it's not a prolific Florida offense. They're good. They may have the first pick in the draft for next year, hitting the 2-hole. They've got some talent, no question. But this is a lineup that if Paz is good, he can navigate. And I would really, really, really like it if he gave you 4 solid innings tonight in his final audition for this coaching staff on a meaningful playing field. Cape Cod's got a lot of talent. That's not meaningful baseball. Northwoods League's got some good players, not meaningful baseball. Fall ball, you'll be fishing against the LSU lineup that's probably pretty good. Not meaningful baseball. This is supposedly meaningful baseball. I know I've dismissed the wins and losses, but Florida's playing hard, and that's who he's facing. I would really like it if Marcos Paz could give me an outing tonight that makes me in January go, hey, remember that Paz outing against Florida? That was pretty good. The same thing that you would have said about Cade Anderson in the regional when he went out there and really pitched well in Chapel Hill. Now, I'm not comparing him immediately to Cade Anderson. He's going to be the 3rd pick in the draft, okay? But you know that there are pitchers that have those outings and make you go, okay, he did. That looked pretty good. Maybe there's more in there. I want Paz to make a push here to be in that rotation next year. Maybe he's just an elite bullpen guy because he's got great stuff, and he might be a 2-inning guy, and that may be a role he fills. But this is an opportunity against a middle-of-the-road SEC lineup to show me something. I would rather Marcos Paz go out there and give me 4 innings of shutout baseball and LSU lose than Marcos Paz get shelled, taken out of the game, and LSU seniors come back and win the game. Those guys' time is in Hoover, and then it's over. Paz has 2 more years in this program. So while tonight's win-loss record, win or loss doesn't matter to me. It sucks, but it is what it is. I didn't tell you the Texas Bowl mattered this year, and I'm not going to tell you this game matters. I hate saying it out loud, but I'm not going to sell you a ridiculous bit of goods and say, hey, let's see if they can get hot right now. No. Paz is important. That's a guy that needs to be a part of this pitching staff next year, needs to be a big part of that pitching staff next year, needs to finish on a high note. And tonight, he gets that opportunity. So I'll be locked in. Again, you're not going to see William Schmidt this weekend. You're not going to see Kason Evans this weekend. Jay Johnson said that last night, said it makes him sick to his stomach that he's going out there without those guys. And that's because he knows that he's going to try to win in Hoover. I'm going to be watching Marcos Paz tonight. I'd like to see that breaking ball be commanded, fastball good, miss some barrels, show some emotion, get some outs. Because an overhaul is coming to what they do with this pitching. I wrote about it this morning at LouisianaSports.net. Jay Johnson talked about it yesterday. You are going to see significant changes. That's in personnel. That's in offseason work. That's in fall ball. That's in all kinds of stuff. This pitching staff has been an abject disaster for the entirety of the season. You cannot go to Starkville and score 8 in every game and lose every game. You cannot go to Athens and just give up 1,000 runs. You cannot walk 24 guys in a weekend in Athens. They walked 13 more last night. Can't do it. Something's got to change with this pitching staff. Some of that is going to come with new players coming in, and I want that badly. They need to go get a portal dude from somewhere. I went through the names yesterday of guys that have transferred into places and been stars in the SEC. Chase Dolander, Hurston Waldrop, Liam Doyle, Anthony Ianson. You've seen it all kinds of places. LSU needs to do that. But they also need to develop the guys that are on this roster. Now, I want Marcos Paz to go out there tonight and show me something. Win or lose, give me 4 good innings. I feel like if you see Paz really cooking through 4 innings, Jay Johnson will probably remove him to save him for Hoover. So I'm not asking for 6 1/3 tonight. I could see a scenario where Jay Johnson sees his young pitcher growing up a little bit and says, hey, that's more important than Hoover right now. Let's do that. My gut tells me the first is more likely that he would pull him. We'll see. I can't get in Jay Johnson's head about that. But I'm excited to watch him pitch tonight. And, of course, I'm excited to watch those young guys hit. Liam Peterson is a stud in terms of his stuff. And last night, Mason Braun had 3 good at-bats. Omar Cerna had a couple extra base hits, including a 409-foot home run. You saw good swings from Cade Arambidi early in the game. I like that kind of stuff, and I want to see more of that. But tonight is mostly about Paz because this is his last chance. The other guys will hit on Saturday. They'll hit on Tuesday. We'll see, and they've really done their job to this point. They've emerged as go-to guys on this team and in this program. I want Paz to take that step tonight, so that's what I'm looking for at the box this evening. LSU in Florida at 6:30 tonight. It'll be on Eagle 98.1. You'll catch a pregame show with Buzzy Heidel and Chris Blair at 6 o'clock over there from Alec Buck Stadium at Skip Bertman Field. We got 30 minutes left to go. Come back with us. The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC, FabryChevrolet.com, FabryChevrolet.com. They want you to know that they absolutely have a wonderful inventory of pre-owned vehicles if that's what you're looking for. They've got lightly used vehicles in great condition at wonderful prices. Go check them out online at FabryChevrolet.com. You can see the entire inventory right there. There's a tab. You can click on the new vehicles. You can click on the pre-owned vehicles. They've got a great functional website that you can sort by make. You can sort by model. You can sort by pricing. You can sort by mileage. All that is available to you right there on the website at FabryChevrolet.com. I highly suggest you go start there and then make your way to the dealership. It's on Highway 61 in St. Francisville. And they do phenomenal work there. You're going to have a wonderful, wonderful buying experience at Fabry Chevrolet. That's because the Fabry family has done that for Baton Rouge families for 35 years. You could be next. Go see them today. Go see them tomorrow. They're open on Highway 61 in St. Francisville. As always, you can check out that inventory at FabryChevrolet.com, FabryChevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Brandon Knoll with Landmark Bank. At Landmark Bank, we believe banking should feel like home. That's why we keep it local, right here where our kids go to school, your neighbors wave hello, and your business grows. We're your neighbors, your friends, your fellow business owners. We've been here for generations, helping families grow, dreams take shape, and communities thrive. You're not just an account number to us. You're a face we know, a name we remember, and a story that we're proud to be a part of. Landmark Bank, local roots, local bankers, and real relationships.
Member FDIC.
Guaranty Health Solutions is guiding healthcare forward, partnering with healthcare organizations nationwide to elevate patient experience and drive growth. From urgent care and emergency rooms to specialty care. Visit GuarantyHealth.com today to get started.
From purple and gold heroes to black and gold legends, you'll find them all at AJ Sports Cards off Drusilla. The newest football, basketball, baseball, and Pokemon cards. With sleeves, top loaders, and Zion cases to keep them mint. AJ Sports Cards in Baton Rouge off Drusilla.
Turn the key on something new at All-Star Automotive. We're proud to be under new ownership, bringing fresh energy to all 12 All-Star locations. Every new vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty for peace of mind, plus complimentary maintenance for an entire year. And with hundreds of new vehicles in stock, SUVs, trucks, and more, your next ride is waiting for you at All-Star Automotive. Visit allstarautomotive.com or stop by one of our 12 convenient locations today. Come turn the key on something new. Restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done. Car wrecks done. Personal injury done. Workers' comp done. Truck wrecks done. Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done.
Attorney Gordon McKernan, Baton Rouge, LA 22-13634.
Get Gordon.
Marty and McGee.
Marty is live at the Kentucky Derby.
Is it raining? It just started raining. You're kidding me. Dude, it just started raining. We aren't supposed to have any weather. What's going on?
We have so much breaking news from you right now. I feel like, is this...
Can you see it on my jacket?
I can now, yeah.
Dang, gone. I just I thought I got pooped on by a bird. So get rained on. What the heck?
Marty and McGee, Saturday mornings at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Chugging along here on a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. CorksFishandShrimp.com is where you can find them on the website, CorksFishandShrimp.com. Get on by and get you a po' boy. It's fantastic to get you a big old jumbo Gulf shrimp po' boy. You can also lean on Corks for your catering needs. If you've got a graduation party coming up, you're feeding the office, got a family reunion coming up this summer, no matter what the case may be, check out Corks. They love to feed in bulk. They can get you those big trays, the crispy fried catfish, jumbo Gulf shrimp, shoestring fries, tons of sauces. They can get your honey butter rolls as well. Great, great stuff over there at Corks. Find them on Government between Foster and Jefferson. They bring you our Friday shows each and every week. Just a nugget that I saw. I saw this on Twitter. It said the only starting pitchers with an ERA under 2.2 and a strikeout rate of at least 30% this season are Kyle Harrison, who's with the Brewers, unfortunately, and then Paul Skeens and Jacob Mizorowski. Now, Paul Skeens, pitched at LSU, did a pretty good job. Jacob Mizorowski was supposed to be on that team. Now, he signed professionally, and that happens all over the country. I'm not suggesting that LSU is alone here in having players that signed with LSU and then ended up in the professional ranks because they got drafted really high. But it's just interesting to play around with hypotheticals, right? It's a Friday afternoon. I'm going to play with hypotheticals. You could have had a staff, conceivably, with Jacob Mizorowski, who throws 102, Paul Skeens, who throws 102, Chase Shores, who got injured on that team, is a freshman, who ended up throwing 102, and then Grant Taylor got hurt on that team as well. Keep in mind, Grant Taylor in the big leagues this year is throwing the ball awesome. He's made... He's pitched 21 1/3 innings, and his ERA is 2.11. He's got a 32-8 strikeout to walk ratio coming out of the White Sox bullpen. But that pitching staff could have featured, theoretically, in a hypothetical world, Paul Skeens, Jacob Mizorowski, Grant Taylor, Chase Shores, Ty Floyd. Like, that's some firepower that Jay Johnson worked on and got committed. And it's just something that I'm soaking in right now in this difficult time. I saw that tweet and I was like, yeah, that's a lot of talent that LSU has churned through. And there's every reason to believe that talent is going to come back. Bear with me here. I know that a lot of people are down on this team and can look at Jay Johnson's Southeastern Conference win percentage, and it's not sparkling. It's good, but it's not sparkling. Yes, he's coached here 5 seasons and hosted 2 regionals. You can skew the stats and tell a story that you want to tell. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to tell you that this signing class that Jay Johnson's got from the high school ranks is loaded. You're going to lose some guys, but it's loaded. But the turnstiles are going to continue to turn with the Derek Curiels and the Jake Browns and the Cade Arambides and the Omar Cernas and the Stephen Milams, and to go back a little bit and talk about the Jared Joneses and to talk about the great players LSU has brought into this program with Skeens and Anderson and Ianson and Jump and Holman and Herring. And this is elite level talent that has come into this program year over year over year. And that's not going to stop. They're going to be really talented next year. They've got to go get pitching. And Jay Johnson has done that in the past and will do it in the future. I truly believe this in my core. I believe that Jay Johnson went out and assembled a pitching staff with a ton of talent, and it just didn't work. William Schmidt did not have a great year. Kason Evans did not have a great year. Cooper Moore got hurt in the middle of the year. Maverick Rizzi regressed. Just happened. You went and got a couple left-handers, Santiago Garcia, Ethan Plog. They didn't have great years. Cooper Williams did not take a step forward. You look at Gavin Guidry's numbers. They're not great. He pitched in the middle of the plate too much. You just didn't develop a lot of talent, but you have here over time. This is not a program that is just Paul Skeens. It's not a program that lucked into Cade Anderson. They recruited Cade Anderson and developed him. It's the same thing they're going to continue to do. And I look at some of those guys who are in the big leagues who were either on LSU's team or signed to LSU, and I look at the signing class that's in the high school ranks, and I look at the opportunity in the transfer portal where Jay Johnson can camp out in his office instead of game planning for a regional and super, which all of us would rather he be doing, but he can host whoever he wants. He can get guys on campus. He won't be Zooming from an Omaha hotel room. He will get good players. Nate Yeske coached really good players at Oregon State and went to the College World Series. He coached really good players at LSU and went to the College World Series. He can coach really good players. LSU will get really good players. Now, you're going to lose some in the Major League Baseball draft coming up, but you're going to get really good players. I think this is a blip in the radar. And you're listening to, I guess, you're not talking to me, you're listening to a guy who wrote a column from Omaha that said, hey, this train is on the tracks. The nation better take watch. And LSU followed it up with the worst conference win percentage in the history of the program. So I got egg all over my face from that. But while I say that out of one side of my mouth, on the other side of my mouth, I'm going, he's going to get this fixed. And there's a segment of the fan base. Look, I'm reading my Twitter replies. I'm reading the Bayou Ford chat. I'm reading Tiger droppings. I'm on Shay's On 3 message board. I'm reading what y'all are saying. I get text messages. I have conversations. I'm in this. Like, I know where y'all are coming from. I know there are people that are going, hey, if it looks like this next year, the trouble. And I'm like, I'm not even going to humor that conversation today. If I get in that conversation this time next year, I will be happy to have it. It is literally the job. But I'm not going to sit here and suggest that the wheels are falling off or that this is just a Cade Anderson, Paul Skeens program. It's not. They've had 24 dudes come through this program in 5 years. 24. They're going to keep coming. This group just didn't work. They didn't execute. They didn't develop. They didn't coach them well. They didn't play well. They got some bad breaks. All of it fell apart. Jay Johnson knows he's got to recruit some more defense. He's going to do that with athleticism on the infield. He's going to fight like hell against the Major League Baseball draft. He's going to put a plan together for the guys in the summer. He's going to handle fall a little bit differently. And I think that next year is going to go very, very differently. I just kind of had that sparked in me when I looked at those numbers from Mizorowski and Skeens. And I thought about Grant Taylor, and I thought about Chase Shores, and I thought about Cade Anderson and Anthony Hyanson. The outlier is this. This is the outlier. This is the outlier. That team in 2024, after the Natty, they did not host a regional. They did not perform to the level of expectation. They won 13 league games and lost 17. Some of that had to do with the ridiculous schedule that they played and the Sunday starters that they saw. I guess I have a little bit of time. I'll get into it. For those that want some context on that 24 team, on consecutive Sundays, game threes, where LSU threw Holman and jump early and they didn't have a third starter, which is their fault. They should have had one, but they didn't have one. And that was probably going to be Chase Shores, and that didn't pan out because he had Tommy John the year before. But they faced in consecutive Sundays Jack Caglione, who went in the first round, Carter Holton, who I think went in the second round at Vanderbilt. He was the Friday night starter, but he had gotten bumped back for an injury and ended up pitching on Sunday. They faced Jerangelo Sanger, who went in the first round, the switch pitcher from Mississippi State. And they went to Fayetteville. So, they played a ridiculous slate of Sunday guys, and they got their brains beat in on Sundays. A couple of them led to sweeps. A couple of them led to series losses. They got off to such an awful start. They got their feet on the ground, and that team was good. It was a good team in May. So if you know the 2022 team got everything it possibly could out of a program that had no pitching left when he took over, and they got into the driver's seat of a regional and could have won in Hattiesburg, you know 23 was brilliant. You know 24 was good. You know 25 was good. The outlier is 26. This is the outlier. I don't believe it's going to happen again anytime soon. They're not going to win the national championship every year. I told you I thought it was ridiculous to say, well, he'll probably win 3 or 4 more. That's really hard to do. We have no perspective on that around here, but it's really hard to do. This is the outlier. He got everything he could have out of 22. They won it in 23. They were good in 24 once they got out of a ridiculous 5-week schedule. They were great in 25 and won it, and this is the outlier. The talent's going to keep coming through. And in baseball, like any sport, you put the talent on the field, more often than not, it will come through. They're going to do some things a little bit differently because of the way things have gone this year. But believe in my bones that this is the right coach for the job, the best coach in the country, and the next year they'll be back and they'll be a force. If I'm wrong, you know where to find me. I'll be right here. It's all on YouTube, baby. It's all on podcasts. We can run the tape back. But I believe that they'll be back. I believe they'll be very good. They won't be tonight, but they will be back. Jacob Mrzarowski, pretty good. Wish he would have been here. Paul Skeens, pretty good. Glad he came here. Let's finish up the show next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Gotros Outdoor Power. Gotros Outdoor Power. That grass is not going to stop growing until like Halloween, y'all. So if you need a new zero-turn mower, check out my friends at Gotros Outdoor Power. They can get you behind the wheel for $100 a month. They're the National Hustler Dealer of the Year 2 out of the last 3 years. Largest hustler inventory in the state. Largest parts inventory in the state. Customer service, second to none. You can buy a zero-turn mower from the big box store. You can do it. Do you ever hear from them again? Do they offer you delivery? Are they going to help you out with parts? Maybe not. Probably not. Gotros Outdoor Power will do it every single time. They're open today. They're open half a day on Saturday, 6 days a week with that half day on Saturday. 2 locations, Airline Highway in Baton Rouge and in Gonzales as well. Go by and see them. It's Gotros Outdoor Power. They're online at gotrosonline.com.
Depression can feel hopeless, draining your energy and joy, but there's a proven way forward. At NeuroJust, TMS therapy is FDA approved, covered by insurance, and backed by 30 years of research. This safe, non-invasive treatment re-engages the parts of your brain tied to mood, with over 85% of patients seeing real results, many achieving full remission. Imagine peace, better sleep, and the freedom to enjoy life again. Start your healing journey today. Visit NeuroJust off Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge or online at neurojust.com.
At Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, we highly recommend you get a free quote from us and get a couple others as well. I'm that confident in my pricing, our customer service, and our reputation. I know you're going to make the same choice so many of your neighbors have made. You'll go Tommy's. Start now at gotommys.com. That's GEAUX Tommys.com to get your free quote from me, Tommy, at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding today.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next event? Whether it's a conference, a wedding, a fundraiser, or team gathering, Renaissance Baton Rouge has you covered. With 13,000 square feet of flexible meeting space, we'll accommodate everything from intimate gatherings to grand affairs for up to 500 guests. Our expert team is here to ensure everything runs smoothly from start to finish. For your next meeting, event, or celebration, choose Renaissance Baton Rouge, the destination where every detail is perfected.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. If you're a piping supervisor, pipe foreman, pipe fitter, iron worker, crane operator, and rig welder, get on our call list now. Go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now to get your application in. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, we're ready for you. Get started at rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Water is water, right? Not when it's Evermore. Smooth-tasting Evermore water is Mother Nature's masterpiece. Evermore is natural artesian water. Maybe you want a healthier lifestyle, a high-end athlete who wants better hydration, or a parent who wants something healthier for their kids. You want Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore. Available at great local retailers.
Feeling off lately? Low T, low energy, or ED can throw everything out of rhythm. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers discreet treatment to help you get back to feeling like yourself again. Plans start at just $125 a month, no contract needed. Get started at yourgoodwood.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Thank you for voting Parrish the best roofing company in the best of Baton Rouge.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Wrapping things up for the week, our Friday show is brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Let me get you a look at the not players, that was a couple months ago. The PGA Championship from Aronimink up in Philly. Aldrich Potgieter still your leader, the Big Potty. He's at 5 under by himself, 2 under on his round today. Alex Smalley is in solo second at 4 under. There is quite a group at 3 under and quite a group at 2 under. At 3 under, you got Hideki Matsuyama, who played great today and shot his 3 under all today. Chris Gotterup is 3 under as well. Jason Day has moved to 3 under. He's 2 under in his round through 8 holes today. Steven Yeager and Minwoo Lee and Sahith Theegala all at 3 under. And then the group at 2 under, which is 3 shots back, is loaded. Cam Young, Justin Thomas, Scotty Scheffler, all there. Brooks Koepka is there as well. And then you've got a group at 1 under that features a few names that you'd be familiar with. Siwoo Kim, who's a Players Champion, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, and Jon Rahm, all there at 1 under. Projected cut line is still at 3 under. I am scrolling. Rory McIlroy is inside that now. He's 2 under today, 2 over for the tournament. He's still in this thing right now. And then Sam Burns is 2 over today, 2 over for the tournament. He needs to keep that thing between the buoys if he wants to play the weekend. It should be playing a little bit easier this afternoon. The wind has died down a bit, but looks like a loaded leaderboard for the PGA Championship coming up this weekend. I am fired up for that. If I can't be fired up for LSU baseball this time of year, might as well get fired up for a little bit of golf. It is kind of what it is there. Got one more order of business today. That's take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
Just take it or leave it.
All right, so I got 3 things for you today.
Lay it on me.
The over-under lines have been made for the NFL team wins. The Saints over-under is 7.5. Is this a valid line for the Saints' upcoming season? Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Look, naturally, you're going to feel better about your team than Vegas. That's just the way that's going to be the case everywhere, whether the over-under is 4.5 somewhere for a bad team or it's 13.5 for what's expected to be a great team. Like, everybody's going to think their team's going to outperform things. I talked about the schedule in the first hour. I invite y'all to go check that out at Hunt on Saints on YouTube, wherever you find your podcast. I just know that it's a brutal start, and then they've got to get going. They've got a 7-week span where they play one true road game. You've got to get cooking. And we'll kind of know, because I don't know if they fumble that stretch and go 3-4, heaven forbid 2-5. I don't think there's a spot where they can make it back up. So they got to get cooking early, but I think they can. I think they've done a good job of overhauling this team. They have big time addressed the errors of last year. The offensive line has been addressed. The wide receiving core has been addressed. I think the defense was good. I'm a little concerned at corner, but I think they've got a pretty good team. I could absolutely see them getting to 8 or 9 wins. I think 10 is kind of the ceiling for me, and that's where Ross Jackson had him pegged on LouisianaSports.net. But I don't think that's unreasonable, because I can see a scenario where they lose the first 2 at Detroit, at Baltimore, then they stumble in those games where they're not on the road, and then the wheels kind of come off, and I can see them being a 5-win team. That's the low end, and I don't want that to happen, but it's a tough league, and you've got an unproven coach and quarterback at this point. We think they got big upside, but I think that's a reasonable. And if you made me bet it, I would bet the over, but I wouldn't feel awesome. I wouldn't feel awesome about it.
All right, this one's a little bit personal for me.
Okay.
So College Game Day recently announced their Week 1 in 2 locations, and now 3. Week 1 is here in Baton Rouge for LSU Clemson.
Yep.
I've been wanting to do the Pat McAfee field goal kick for the longest time.
Okay.
It was hard last year not having it down here in Baton Rouge the entire season, but I made a promise that if they came down here this year, I'll get there as early as possible to get the raffle ticket.
Okay.
So apparently it's the first 100 people to get there are put into the raffle.
Okay.
So take it or leave it. The odds for me to get into the raffle and to get selected to make the kick.
I'm going to leave that. Those odds are slow. But what time are you planning on going?
Leave it alone. Well, that's what I'm not sure of. I know it starts at 8, but being that it'll be here in Baton Rouge, everybody's going to get there as early as possible.
Yes.
So my guess would be, I don't know, maybe 5-ish, maybe something like that. I would probably stay out here just so it's not as far of a drive to campus. But I do have a little.
I think, 5 is going to be reasonable. I wouldn't guarantee you're in the first 100.
Yeah.
What you need to do is play your cards.
Okay.
So you'll learn this, Braxton. It's not about how good you are at anything, really. It's about who you know. You know people who know people at ESPN. This building knows people at ESPN. Kay Wassan, Gordy Rush, Matt Moscona, they know people at ESPN. You got to stack the deck.
Okay.
You got to get in somehow with those people. Sliders like, this kid can kick. He wants to do it. This is who you need to pick.
Yeah.
You make that happen. Reese Davis was
Ooh,
on our
I like
airwaves
that.
this morning. This morning. You know people. You gotta stack the deck.
I'm definitely doing that now.
Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you.
I do have a little setback. I currently have a torn ACL. I have surgery this coming up Wednesday.
I heard about that. I forgot, but I did hear about that.
So the goal is September 5th to get back and rehabbing.
Is it your kicking leg?
No.
The plant
it's not. Right. But, I mean, it's just a couple of steps and then I kick. So it's nothing major. But hopefully there's more than one game day besides LSU, but that's at Ole Miss. But
yeah, you're probably going to need to do the Clemson one, so you need to get that rehab going. You need to be on the Aaron Rodgers rehab plan where you got the Achilles ready in like 10 weeks.
yeah. I mean, I think I can do it. I mean, but we'll see. Let's see. Last one. For the past few years, NFL teams have made something out of a schedule release day with a creative video that announced their opponents for the upcoming season. There is no official award for this unofficial competition, but do you see this changing in the future and the NFL making this competition with an award? Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Why not? The NFL will do anything for content and all that kind of stuff. Everyone is playing for second based on the Titans Broadway one where they had people guess the logo. That's one of the funnier things I've seen. I know that they did one with the lookalikes yesterday. I know that the Chargers did a Halo thing. The Saints went weather on it.
Right.
Some are better than others.
Cassie has a favorite. The Bears, when they got, was it Bob Ross?
So who did the paint one? There was a paint one this year.
Yeah,
Bob Ross.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You don't know Bob Ross is?
No.
He's famous painter. He had the afro. It was the Bears one with Roma Dunze.
Oh, Roma Dunze.
Yes.
So I don't know who that is.
That one.
I can't name a lot of painters beyond Michelangelo and Picasso. That's kind of
Come
where.
on.
Rodrigue does the blue dog. That's about all I got on painters. Not my forte.